Good morning, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah, AM. How's it going out there? Oh, this weather's been up and down, but it's still nice, though.
Yeah.
We almost got this winter beat, y'all.
I don't know.
We almost got it beat.
We'll know in a minute.
Yeah, I'm ready to go fishing. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
You love that.
I'm really looking forward to it. I got a guy that goes out on the river, and he puts out these things called jugs with bait on them. And they have about 30 jugs that you go down the river and you put these jugs out in the river, and then you go back to your cabin and you hang out there for about 4 or 5 hours and maybe till in the morning, and then you go out and pick up these jugs. And these jugs, they have 10, 15-pound catfish. So I'm really, and we're going in March. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having some pictures to show too, so that you don't think I'm just talking, you know. But anyway, I'm joined with my main man, Anthony Shaheed.
Hey, assalamu alaikum.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, but I ain't gonna go fishing with you. Latifah will. Because you turned my... Can I finish, man?
Go ahead.
Because you the one turned her out.
Yeah, I know.
My daughter wasn't even tripping on no fishing. I can't stand fishing. I don't even like fishing.
Well,
but she do.
And the good thing about that,
and you caused that problem.
And Latifah's still going. My daughter has gotten a little squeamish about fishing. Sydney kind of, she can throw a rod out for any man, but she just got a little squeamish and she fool around. I don't want to put my hands on the worms, and she got gloves and all this other kind of stuff.
To pick the worms?
You don't need all that. Just use it. Do it like you used to.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I bet you the secretary ain't going fishing with you.
Well, I'll go, but I'm not gonna.
Can I speak? Say your name. Can I say your name? I'm saying, Sister Secretary Felicia. I mean, can we at least set the tone for you? Good morning. You all in yourself this morning, but go ahead.
Good morning, St. Louis and surrounding areas. Thank you for joining the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show this morning. Go ahead and tag 10 friends and bring them in.
Tag them and bring them in. Now, Felicia, you did tell me you went fishing with your father or somebody when you were small, younger girl.
Well, I went out there, but I never could get the rod to go anywhere. Yeah.
You couldn't cast.
I couldn't get the.
Well, you got to get that eye and hand coordination.
Right, it just never worked. However, I did get a chance to see the village when they took their mentees out and they taught them how to fish, and I saw a couple of the young guys catch the expression on their face when they caught that first fish.
You
never forget it.
Yes, and I caught it on camera, and he was screaming, "I got it!" So I know that it's a phenomenal feeling. So when you teach me, I'll go.
I got 5 nephews right now.
You done turned out.
Can't wait. You hear me?
You done turned them out.
Uncle Teak, when we going fishing? Uncle Teak, when we going? I said, we going soon. We're going in March. So everybody has their own rod. And I tell them, look, and say, it used to be when we go, they bring the rods out the car, they all tangled up and everything. You got to spend 20, 30 minutes trying to get stuff untangled. I tell them, look, fix your stuff the night before and be ready to go when we get there. So they got it now. They ready to go.
One of the things that happened with the mayor of the city of St. Louis, the Mayor Bosley, all the parks would be full with fish because they didn't know what park he decided he might want to go to. And the last thing they wanted to do was to tell him when he went to that park, he wasn't going to be able to catch no fish.
And on the day that we had the fishing fair, not every park, but Forest Park, Carondelet Park, Fairground Park, the lakes would be full of fish.
I mean, full.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I remember shortly after my husband passed away, there was an elder in the community, and he taught my sons how to fish. And I had just finished a 12-hour shift at Barnes, got home about 8 o'clock. I come through the door, and my son, Marlon, says, "Ma, you ain't got to worry about buying dinner." And I said, "What's up?" I go in here, and he have caught bluegills, had them laid all over the counter. He was like, "You don't have to worry about buying dinner because I done caught it."
Did he know how to cut them up and everything?
The gentleman taught them how to cut it. It was not the best sight, but yeah.
What you mean ain't the best sight?
I just couldn't take all that blood on my counter. I wasn't ready for it.
Squeamish. That's what that is. Squeamish. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm like, let's take this outside to the backyard.
I did want to say a little something about this. I mentioned it again. We talked about it once before, and that was the expungement program. and the expungement program is up and running, and you need to take advantage of it. And this is the expungement program for marijuana records. Marijuana records can be expunged of convictions, arrests for, and people that are in jail for marijuana. And so we don't want you to forget about this. This is a big deal. I'm going to cite you this little case. This lady, her name was Cynthia Cross, and I'm reading this out of the, is in the St. Louis, this is St. Louis Public Radio, and this lady named Cynthia Cross, she's 60 years old. She worked these menial jobs because she couldn't get anything substantial because of her convictions for the marijuana. But she was able to, she really wanted to get into obtaining a license for nursing, but they kept blocking her because she had these issues with marijuana. You know, police in 1983, they raided a house, found drugs there, and they charged her with 2 felony counts of marijuana possession. You know, she said the drugs weren't hers. She still maintains her innocence. But when they approved this amendment number 3, they made it possible for those convictions to come off of her record. And she is so relieved. You know, you can also get legal aid lawyers in Missouri to assist you with the expungement of these records. So she got her records expunged back in August, and so she's on the road to recovery. So I'm just saying that because that is something that those of you in the listening audience can do. And particularly mama, with the boys living in your house, they don't want to do nothing. They eating and sleeping, and well, they sleep, or they stay up all night and they sleep all day, and then they smoking and stuff. But here, a lot of them can't get jobs because they have these marijuana arrests on their records. Now you can tell them, boy, fill out this record expungement sheet, or call legal aid, let them help you get this off your record and go get a job.
Because you ain't gonna keep on getting these opportunities.
That's right.
So keep on sitting back, and I hear what you're saying, and I agree with it, and I disagree, because mama shouldn't have to get you up.
Right. Well,
I understand what you're saying, so I'm not gonna get in an argument with you, but this is an opportunity to get yourself out of some trouble. And so your mama got to tell you about what you need to do. And I understand why you're saying that, because they're irresponsible, a whole lot of them.
Right.
You know, but to blow a chance like this don't make no sense.
And then they're going to say, Mama, Mama, how I get this off my record, Mama? How do I get off? And you know what? Don't get upset. Don't get overly excited about it. Help them. Because if you're helping them, you're helping yourself, because you're helping to get them out your pocket.
You're right.
That's what that's all about. And helping to help them get out your pocket.
Because one thing I know about your brothers, when they get locked up, they call mama. I don't care who you is. Mama is a magic word. Right. I don't care what kind of trouble you are. You know, you're going to call on mama. You're going to call on God if you got any sense. But the next one in line is going to be mama, because mama going to be there with you. But you just try to help your mama and stay out your mama pocket.
We got a mama right here.
Yeah, front and center.
So you know what we're talking about, right?
She knows exactly what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
But the other thing about it, some guys and some girls, they're just what you call slow starters.
Yes.
It takes a little time for them to just get going.
Well,
but you would be surprised that a person that gets a job for the first time, sometimes it just does something to them. Right. It turns them all the way around. They wind up coming up with initiative. Yeah. They come up with, they are industrious, and they are contributors to their workforce. So it's just a matter of somebody getting a chance to do something.
Well, like you said, the opportunities. A lot of times they don't get a chance to get the opportunity. This is an opportunity to put you in a position where you can go get you somebody. And it feels good to have something for yourself, start your own little bank account, have your little money in your own pocket.
Right. And give mama some money.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Pay a bill.
If you don't know how to do that, that's going to be big trouble.
That's right.
So when we come back, we're going to go to a break in a minute. That time go by so fast. I want to say something about this street they didn't name Miss Ollie
Miss
Way
Ollie.
Street. They done named the street after Miss Ollie, so I definitely want to say that
Yes.
when we come back, Mary. So I think it's just about time, if it's all right with you, but you know how to close it on down. I think we got to go to a break.
All right, you're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600.
And-
Hallelujah.
and-
AM. Keep it on lock. We'll be right back.
Quit playing.
Oh! Yeah. We were just talking about marijuana expungement before we went off the air, but those of you that
Okay. So, brothers and sisters, we got technical difficulties. So something just happened, so be patient with. We're going to start right back up.
Yeah.
We just started, but
yeah.
something happened. And okay. So just be patient. We'll let you know
What
when we
is
come
the
back
problem?
up.
Get all that together. All right.
So you got to start this back again.
Welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah, AM. We were talking about this expungement of your police record if you have these marijuana issues. And I gave you an example of a lady who had some stuff on her record for almost 10, 15 years, and she got it expunged, and now she's on the road to recovery. These are the same things that you can do, and we want you to do it. So I'm going to turn it over to Shaheed and go on and bring on whatever it is what you were talking about before we went on.
Well, I like the expungement.
Oh, yeah.
So I know about that
Yes.
too. So and we got to stay on that because that's something important, and it's not going to keep on happening. When windows of opportunities open up, let's make sure we can get in there when we can fit in there. But I want to just give a shout out and say during this month, which is Black History Month, which every day is Black History Day, but just because they say it's Black History Month, but I want to be so honored to be able to talk about a young lady that I love very much, and especially to this whole entire community, Miss Ollie Stewart.
Miss Ollie.
Come on here, just everybody
That's our
know.
lady.
Everybody do some
That's
clap
our
right.
lady, Ollie Stewart.
That's
Yes,
right.
Lord.
So,
Yes.
early this
Can't
week,
say too much about her.
can't never say too much about Miss Ollie. She's been around and taking care of business. Her and Sister Betty Thompson and
God, yeah.
and what's the other partner name? What used to work for Congressman
Pearlie
Curry?
Evans.
Sister Pearlie Evans. I mean, there's a whole
big
lot.
three.
Oh man, when them three roll, you could be in some trouble or you could be in good. You have to decide which side you're on. But anyway, earlier this week, right in front of the Southside Wellness Center, which is one of her locations where they deal with a lot of seniors and just helping on so many levels, from feeding people to clothing people. You name it, Miss Ollie Stewart and Southside Wellness Center have done it. But anyway, they honored her this week and named a street after her. And it's called Miss Ollie Stewart Way. That's what it's known as, Ollie Stewart Way. So I'm just, I just wanted to get a chance to shout it out. I wasn't able to be there. I wanted to be there, but I was dealing with something we'll be talking about in a little bit. Brother Raheem Teller, I was dealing with that execution, so I wasn't able to be there. But anyway, I'm so thankful, Miss Ollie. Miss Ollie, you deserve it. She's always listening. I can tell you one thing right now, Mary. She's listening. Sister Secretary Felicia, she's
sir.
listening. Judge Brown, she's listening. Seth
Good
Cloak,
morning.
she's listening. Detrick, she's listening. So we just want to tell you, we honor you, we love you. Keep on doing what you're doing, because we can go all the way with Ollie Mae way, too. I just ain't certain to call her Mae. Now, we're going all the way with her, too, because, she's listening, and I don't feel like having her saying nothing to me.
Can you remember which street it is that they changed the name of?
Right. It's right by Park, and right by her, I believe that address is 3017 Park.
It's near the South Side?
Right, South
Okay,
Side.
Senior Citizens.
Right,
Okay.
but it's dead on the corner of, right in front of her place is on Park, right by, what street is that down there when you turn down there by the
When we got it,
Herstal
that park
College.
is good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Park is good enough. And while you're mentioning Ollie Stewart and the people that are listening to the show, the other day, it dawned on me, I was talking to this lady over at the firehouse. That's over on Vanderven and Page. Not only does she listen to the show,
No, they listen.
her mother listens to the show. And not only her,
And her mother too?
Her mother and her daughter. So we got 3 generations. We got the mother.
Mama.
First, we got the daughter, we got the mama, and we got the grandmama.
Oh,
All right.
that's beautiful.
And the grandmama's name is Laverne Tillman. So shout
Thanks,
out to
Miss-
Miss Laverne Tillman.
Thanks, Miss
I mean, she
Laverne.
listens on a regular basis, always front and center. Now, these are some people that had to try to get ready to listen to the show. I mean, they go into their living room, dining room, get their spots and everything, get their chairs, and just sit back. Now,
3 generations.
3 generations. Now, her daughter, former retired school teacher, Shirley White, also listens. All right, so her daughter's right there with her and her grandmama listening. Shonda Bass is still working and things like that. She's an accountant, CPA, but she listens as well. So you got 3 generations of people that of the same family that listen to the Bosley Show.
Wow.
That's to give you an idea of just how hot this thing
Well,
is.
let's
That's
give
deep.
another couple of shouts out because I know Zach that rolls with us.
Oh, man.
Zach, I can tell you know why I'm saying because Zach gets an attitude. Like he said one day, he said, "Man, y'all don't never say my name." I said, "Well, bro, hold up, we already know you listen." He said, "Well, that's why you supposed to say my name."
But here's the other
But
thing.
he ride or die. But go ahead.
Here's the other thing. Let the show not come on time.
Oh, he gonna know.
Let the show
Oh,
not
you
come
sure ain't lying.
on time.
You sure
Or
ain't lying.
let us miss a show. Zach is called. Man, where is the show?
Right.
Where is the program,
Right.
Freeman?
What-
like he's the boss or something.
Yes.
What y'all doing down there?
Is
That's
he
the
on us
same
like
way
that?
Dr. Edna Hanks Pipes is.
Oh,
If
yes.
something goes on, if it's late, if there's a technical difficulty, the first person to text me, Sister
happening?
Felicia, Sister Felicia,
What are they doing?
what's going on? You know, so we give a shout out to
Sister
all of
Edna
our
Price.
listeners.
Yes, all of them. But we wanted to just shout out a few of them. But Sister Edna
Hanks Pike.
Hanks,
I went
she is so
I went to
sweet.
college with her.
Are you
Yes.
serious?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Down at St. Louis University. She was no joke.
Alderman-
Serious as a heart attack.
Still is.
All the time.
Yes.
Yeah. We down there trying to fool around playing and they ended up we're going for that.
So she come and holler some business.
I'm here to study. I'm here to do some work.
I want to give a shout out too to Alderman Shamim Clark Hubbard. She's always listening, chiming in via Facebook or however, sharing our page, inviting others in. So definitely a shout out to her.
Well, let me give you. I bet you Carla May's mama list, Senator Carla May's mama list, and I bet you that since y'all doing because see
That's
what
a
y'all
diehard now. You talking about a diehard.
But
Right,
I'm just trying to
Talking
get in
about
there.
Perry May.
That's what I'm talking. Because if I don't do that, I'm just telling you what's going to happen, and I'm gonna blame it on you. I'm gonna say Mary was hitting me under the table. And
I'll
said,
take the hit. I'll take the blame, but you got to call her name.
He said, I'll take the
Sister
hit.
Perry May, you know we love you. We
You got to
Yes.
call her name.
Sister, we're gonna go all the way with her for real. Because if Carla May run her, Senator Carla May run her mouth, she can handle that.
And I tell you what, the other thing is, this lady that be up at the Zodiac, her name is Courtney. And the thing about that, I am so excited. I said, what are you excited about? The show, the next show. I'm so, and I guess we were giving out some information that was really helpful to her. But she was so excited about that. And I mean, that's just, it's informative.
I'll do the last one. I won't say nobody else because we can keep on going. I don't know her last name, but she's a teller. But her name is Miss Mary. I know Mary's listening.
Mary listens too?
But Mary listens so much. This is the sister that probably, and she was on our show about 2 or 3 years ago. She's dealt with over 100 families as far as bringing them in her home.
I remember that.
Bringing them in her home and taking care of her and raising them up. She's really like an
We
angel.
need to have
because-
her back for a little update in terms of what she's doing.
I would reach out. She listening. So Mary, just don't blow my phone up, and don't call Latifah. You heard Mary Bosley say you can come, so just give me a minute to get you up
Have
here.
her back on and talk about the families. You know, that was 2 years ago.
That's about
so we can have her talk about some of the more recent families.
And
that
if you
she's helped.
think about that many families living in your house
Right.
that you are waiting to help, and you got to remember a lot of times these young kids have issues, very, very, very
the
serious
grown
issues.
people have issues.
I agree.
You know, and you letting them in your house?
I'm just being honest. Well, I'm not gonna even go there because I'm gonna help you on some hotel bills. I'm gonna get you some food. I'm not gonna let you move in my house.
No.
I'm just keeping it real, man. I love them and all that stuff too, but I'm gonna give you some hotel money and all that. Whatever I can do, and every week can get you some food. I help you get some gas. I can't do it like that.
Yeah.
But so
I've
that's why
had
she had to be
visitors
honest.
come live with me before,
Okay.
and it worked out okay
How
for the most
did
part.
you come across them?
Family, friends,
Okay.
would come and have to. I myself had to stay with family at one point, so
Okay,
definitely
so
I
you-
opened my doors up.
Yeah, you
to
paid it
those.
forward.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
happy.
And I think I want to kind of shift just a little bit
Yes, ma'am.
to
Go
talk
ahead.
about what went on in Jennings. Just a couple of weeks ago or so, if it's been that long, where the seniors were displaced and their apartment complex apparently had been condemned, and they were put in a hotel room. And apparently they needed like some resources here because they're in a hotel room. They can't cook. They don't have any food. And Asia Owens, or known as Asia Star, put a call out to the community to come and help these senior citizens. She was calling for donations for food and different other resources that they needed. And somehow, when she ended up at the council meeting in Jennings, there's a 90-second clip of an exchange that she had with the mayor of Jennings. And Asia is running for the mayor of Jennings. And she's running up against Mayor Yolanda Austin. Well, that exchange led to her being removed from Cori Bush's...
I just saw that. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Take it on.
So what was that about? What exactly was that? Because I couldn't quite understand it. She's on Cori Bush's staff, right?
She was. They fired her. She's been removed from the staff.
All right.
So apparently what it was about was the seniors needed assistance, and Asia Starr took it upon herself, not as a Cori Bush staffer or employee, but in her own free will to assist these seniors. And I don't really have the whole story because I'm kind of confused as how you went to the meeting, and apparently something was said, and she was, you could hear
took
her
issue with.
yelling, saying, "Don't lie on me. Don't lie on me." And so she approached the bench, and she was telling the mayor, "Don't lie on me." And she was turning around talking to some man, I'm not sure who it was, saying to him, "Be a man and tell the truth. Be a man and tell the truth." So
Well, the mayor is a woman, though, right?
but she was talking to the mayor and whoever this gentleman was sitting in the back.
Well, okay. All right.
And so I believe the statement was saying something about the Urban League was going to assist the seniors,
Yes.
but they were going to put their assistance on hold based on an allegation that Asia Star stated that I believe Cori Bush was going to help. But I think what Asia is saying, that was never said. She was only helping on her own accord. But it was interesting. She lost her job within, I think, like 72 hours. She was terminated.
Okay. Also, but in defense of Cori Bush, you can't be on a congressperson's payroll and an employee and think you can step outside of that and conduct business on your own.
You can't do that.
Once you are an employee, you're an employee, and so you have to conduct yourself accordingly. I'm sure that Cori Bush did not mind her raising the issues at the meeting. I think it's the manner in which she raised the issues. I think she was disruptive, and although she could say that she was acting on her own, but she was representing the Congresswoman. And so inasmuch as you are speaking out and saying things, people know that you work for somebody else. And so that was a reflection on Congresswoman Bush. So that's probably where that problem came from.
So being able to distinguish between when she's Asia Star and when she's
You can't.
representing Cori Bush, you can't separate the two.
You can't. Not on a not on a congressional level like that.
Okay.
I mean, this is national news. This is stuff that anything that a congressperson does or anything that their employees do, anything that their relatives do. Look what they do to Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters' daughter has worked in Maxine Waters' campaign for the last 20 years. Yeah. And family members do work in campaigns. But, you know, if you have money that you can pay, most of us don't have money where we could pay family members, but if you did have some money where you could pay family members for doing legitimate jobs and providing legitimate services, then, yeah, I think that's fair. But they made a big deal out of Maxine Waters' daughter getting paid for doing certain things for Maxine Waters' campaign. The same thing here. They they sensationalize things that you, your family, your employees do, and it all, as a result, comes back to you. So that's why I would imagine Cori Bush, now, they made that type of decision. Now, they may have wanted to, or might have considered suspending her or whatever, but they went in this more aggressive route. So, and I don't know what all that was.
Yeah, we don't really know the details.
Right.
They did, Cori Bush team did state that they couldn't really give us any in the article.
And you don't, here's the other piece. You don't talk about employee matters.
That's right.
Yeah.
Public employees matters. It's not a subject for comment.
That's right.
You know, any employee matters are not a subject of comment because those things are actionable. The employee can come back and take action against you for saying something. So that's another reason why I would imagine the Cori Bush camp, the Cori Bush administration decided we're not going to talk about it.
Okay, well, there we have it.
And that makes sense.
Because that's what happened.
Yeah, it make a
Basically,
whole
they
lot
said
of
we
sense.
couldn't, they can't give any information.
That's right.
Well, it's just about like when you go to the doctor, they got a HIPAA law.
Yeah.
That you can't tell somebody. Sometimes you be in a room, it could be your blood brother, your mom, or just that they'll come to you straight and you say, well, I'm his mama, I'm his brother. That's what let him say it's okay.
Yeah.
And then once you say, no, it's okay, I give you permission to speak in front, then they do that. They can't just say, just because that's your brother or that's your daughter or something, you want somebody to talk about your business.
And here's the other thing, too. And you know, let's be clear about this. Sometimes people that you hire, your administration or your staff or whatever, they assume a certain level of importance that they don't necessarily have.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't know whether or not she was throwing weight around.
ain't no secret.
You know that you know a lot of times, and I've had it happen to my. We saw that firsthand. We saw it firsthand.
Yes, sir.
People in there. Well, I'm with Bosley. I work with Bosley. You know, throwing names around,
That's right.
name dropping, and stuff like that. So
they do that.
gets you into trouble too, and it causes the elected official a whole lot of grief.
So there was the corrective action, and that's now I believe that the seniors are continuing to receive help from the Urban League.
That's the main thing.
To my understanding, Asia Star is still helping the elders, and so that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big deal.
So the teachable moment is if you're in a position with the title that you really desire to have, it's best to make sure that you don't.
And conduct yourself accordingly.
Yeah.
Conduct yourself as if you are an employee of the congressperson or the mayor or the alderman or whoever.
Or whoever.
You know, conduct yourself accordingly. Yeah, you may want to carry on and make some points and stuff, but there's a manner in which you say that if you are cloaked in a capacity other than yourself. I mean, they recognize her, but now, more importantly, they recognize her as an employee of Congressman Bush.
Yes.
That's what give you the juice.
Congresswoman Bush.
And just shifting just a little bit, maybe Brother Shaheed can speak on this. Our
here we
great
go.
Congresswoman Cori Bush did invite out Michael Brown and his lovely wife.
Oh, yeah. I
To
got a chance-
DC?
Oh, yeah. Mike was around there flow showing and everything like what he do. And it was beautiful. Shirt on from the front, shirt on from the back. And Mike has just been doing a whole lot. I was thankful to Congresswoman Bush for everything. But she's been with us from day one. She has never wavered.
She's been real from day one.
Yeah, she haven't bagged down on it. every time we do anything with Brother Mike and Sister Cal, she right there. And I'm just telling you, whenever they pick up the phone and call her, she answers. They don't go through nobody else. They call her directly, and she pick up that phone. And that means a whole lot, and we're thankful for that. And then he also went down in Memphis. Again, I couldn't go with him because I was dealing with the Potosi jail that particular day. So I couldn't go with him, but Mike got a chance to go down there. He wanted me to ride down with him, and I told Mike I can't. I'm dealing with this situation with Brother Raheem Teller, and I'm trying to execute him. At that point, I was talking about trying to. We know since then they have executed him. But Mike went down there, and Mike, everything he does, just got through dealing with Andrew Joseph. Andrew Joseph is a real big situation that happened with his son, with them wrapping him in a blanket and stuff. So Mike is just everywhere. But again, Congresswoman Bush, we want to thank you for everything you've done to help, keep things alive. Well, I'll say it like this, and I'll come back. This Brother Shaheed saying this. She ain't nothing like Wesley Bell. And this Brother Shaheed speaking. Everything that she said she would do with us, she did it. Wesley Bell is just the opposite. I have zero respect for him, but I know we got additional minute, Mary, because we
got to go.
So I don't know how we got
to. We got to wind down. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah, AM. Keep it on lock. We'll be right back. Ho! St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah, AM. Now, we were talking about some serious things a few minutes ago, but this is something that's a little bit more a little lighter. But there is there's a what you call Urban League Roundup. Urban League Roundup at the register. At all Schnucks markets. At all Schnucks markets. And what that is when like when you're going through the line and they're adding up all the stuff that you got, and then you pay, the lady will ask you, would you like to donate $1? Or would you like to round up to another $1 to donate to the Urban League? Yeah, well, I think that's a good thing. Now, a lot of times when I go through these lines and people ask me if I want to round up or whatever, I say, well, where is it going? Well, they talking about the United Way and Cancer Society and all that. I said, okay, well, that's fine. I said, but can you talk to me about something black?
Whoa.
Yeah, when do the black people get a chance? You know what I'm saying? When do the black people get a chance? So now, to my surprise, they've been doing this for 2 years. This is the third year. I just thought it was the first year, but this is the third year. The Urban League gets a chance to round up at the register. You get a chance to donate it up. Now, I'm just saying, you don't have to stop at $1. You can give $5, $10, $15, $20 if you want to. But the quickest way is when they ask you if you want to round up or if you want to add $1 or something to your bill. So last year, what did it say? I had my note. Last year.
But I'm not surprised because what Brother Mike McMillan and James Clark and some of the other staff over there doing. You know, you got Pat Washington over there. You got all your folks over there.
Last year they donated $150,000 to the Urban
Oh,
League.
wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah, just from you all rounding up.
That ain't no chump change.
Just from you all rounding up,
Nice.
$150,000 went to the Urban League. Oh, and it was just for Black History Month.
Oh, that's
for Black History Month.
It
That's
looks like
very
it's gonna
significant.
stop on February 14th.
Oh, does it? No, what is that?
I might be wrong,
Maybe.
but I'm on Mike McMillan's page, and it
Okay.
says here, please consider rounding up at the register between today, that was February 1st, and February 14th,
Okay.
2023, at your
Okay.
neighborhood
So it's not for the
Snooks.
whole month.
No, you have until the 14th.
So we need to double up then.
Well, or just do it.
Right, just do it.
Just do it. You know, a lot of times people like me too. They going through the line. The person asks, "Do you want to round up and donate something?" No, I don't donate nothing. But you know, this is a good cause. Everybody knows about the Urban League. Brother Mike McMillan, the CEO, is the steward, and he's doing a great job. You got Pat Washington over there. Young James Clark has been moving and pushing and shoving. You know the job and the work that he does. So give him some money if you can help out.
Well, I'm going to tell you why they should do it, man. I just want to take 1 minute on that.
Go ahead.
Nobody else had to bring the army out to help them pass out food. So I'm going to tell you, a lot of times we have amnesia. And as long as you benefiting, that's one thing. But when you got to start talking about giving, and we're not talking about giving out, you're already at the store. It's not like you, well, it wouldn't be bad if you just stop what you're doing and go to the store since you didn't heard about this that was rounding up. But the mere fact that I think probably during the COVID, from maybe about a whole year, those lines were damn near leaving from the Urban League Center to damn near back to Teller, back down toward Union, coming both ways. Him feeding people. But and I'm not saying they are, because if you said $150,000 last year, that's very significant. But I'm saying for what they're doing, it's not like you trying to figure out what they're doing with the money. Yeah. You can see what they're doing. You can go by that building that used to be referred to as the Sears building, and look at that damn building now. Oh, yeah. You know, so I guess a lot of times when I'm talking, I try to don't go there, but then some just hit me in my mouth to say, go there. Because I didn't seen him. It was so much traffic and so much food to give away. They had not only have to have people that was volunteering, but they had to bring the United States Army out to help them push this food and put the food in the people's cars and all that. And we can't forget that.
Yes.
Don't have amnesia is what I'm saying. Go ahead, Secretary.
Exactly.
You're trying to jump in there.
I agree with you. They were at many different locations throughout this pandemic giving out food. And they had volunteers that were out helping different organizations. So, let's give back.
Yeah,
let's give back.
$150,000, and that is without any nudging. You hear what I'm saying? That's without us making an appeal. So now that we've made the appeal, let's see if we can bust and make it 200,000. You know, and because it's Black History Month, maybe you can go up to 250. You know.
For sure we should do that, because if we don't start thinking like this, and we say it all the time, but if y'all take it insignificant, then it's insignificant. Mayor Bosley said, Sister Secretary said, I said, Judge Brown said, everybody's saying it. White folks spend money with white folks. But y'all getting to have some kind of issue going on because black folks are spending money with white folks. This is called Black History Month. If you ain't doing it for no reason but that, not that you should have to wait for this time to spend with your own. So what I'm doing right now, Mary Bosley, I'm a doctor. I'm hypnotizing them. You're under hypnosis right now. You to go to the store and say you want to spend some money with the Urban League. You want to go up. What's this up stuff y'all talking about up in here? Because I want to go up. I want to at least put $5. I want to put $10. You go to stores and different places to eat. You put a $5 tip down. Yeah. How come you can't do this with something that's meaningful, that's going to help somebody?
And you're just rounding up some change.
That's what I'm saying.
When they say round up, let's say if it's $17.22, then you're just going to round it up to $18.
How come you can't
just say
it's
not a $5, tip.
Right.
Yeah,
but you can always go to their website and make a donation if you want to go larger.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying this for an organization that does so much.
Yes.
You know, the reason I'm saying, because I know they would be pushing for us, Mary, if we was doing something. But the mere fact that they have helped so many people, and I'm talking about paying bills, paying gas bills, everything they need, they go what? To the Urban League. Mm-hmm. So you're there. What I'm saying, you could just say, I understand the change if you had $17.01, you say you want to do 99 more cents to make it $18. But how come you just can't say, I want to make it $20. Let's start thinking like this. I'm going to be quiet.
And then they say that if you go to the checkout, the self-checkout,
Yes.
you can give $1, $3, or $5.
Okay, well,
Oh, really?
That's what I'm
$1,
gonna do.
$3, or $5 if you go through the self-checkout.
All right.
So, and you know what? Because I'm old, I sometimes resist change. I did not like those self-checkout
I
lanes.
still don't, to be
Really?
honest.
I did not
What
like
was
them.
the
And I,
Because
I
you
guess I'm
taking
just
people's jobs.
Well, that's key.
That's the main thing.
That's key. But the other thing is, I just didn't want to get used to doing it. So what happened was, I was in a hurry. I came through there and there was some long lines. I said, man. Next thing I know, I saw self-checkout. I went to self-checkout. The next time I came, I did it again. So now if I just have a few little items, I use the self-checkout.
You
But
know
what
what?
the-
You sound like me when I started on the show. I didn't want to do it.
Well,
Next
yeah.
time I came, you was like, here, you take the mic.
Well,
Next time I came, Brother Shaheed said, you take the mic again.
But you done
It's
took
just
the-
like computers and email. The computers and email, I didn't want
Yeah.
to do that. But I
Yeah.
found out it's helpful.
It's helpful.
It helps me do things quicker. You know, get information to people. Folks don't have to sit there and wait on me to send it or put it in the mail. I can email it to you.
Yes. Yeah. So I definitely want to give a shout out while we're speaking of Brother Michael McMillan. He is receiving an award from, let's get the name of it, the National African American Insurance Group to honor local pioneers in insurance and investment on February the 24th.
Who's that again?
do it,
Say it
Mike.
again.
The National African American Insurance Group will honor local pioneers in insurance and investment on February the 24th. That will take place 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And let me give you
Where
that
is that?
location. If I can make that bigger.
Is that in St. Louis or
The Missouri
National
History Museum, 5700 Linda Boulevard, 63112. It's in the 84th
So
district.
say it again. What are they going to do?
The Missouri History Museum, 5700 Lindell Boulevard, St. Louis, Missouri, 63112. That will be February the 24th, if I can get that
What
out.
time?
6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
Dr. Leroy Nunnery, what's it? Keynote speaker? Nunerry.
Nunnery.
Nunnery.
Yeah. Congratulations, Mike McMillan,
A big
on a job
congratulations.
well done.
Yes. And there are others. We'll post a flyer on our Facebook page. You guys can check that out. Definitely have to give a shout out to Carol Daniels, KMOX Mistress of Ceremonies. She's also being honored with a few others.
So I want to make sure I heard something right, because if not, it's still going to have me want to go to a topic. What did you say about insurance on this?
That is the name of the organization, National African American Insurance Group.
I love it. And I'm going to be honest with you, Mary. It's a problem that everywhere I go, somebody don't have insurance.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a serious problem. So anybody's doing anything on that level, I'm always trying to say something to them, because for the most part, and you do what you want to do, it's your business. You're going to spend money for Valentine's Day, and it's okay. You're going to spend money for the Halloween costumes, that's okay. You're going to spend money for the Easter basket, that's okay. Everything. But when it comes to time to putting yourself in the ground, for the most part, I don't know what it is. And it's like it's something that everybody rolling with. They don't mind setting up a GoFundMe, and you can get mad at me if you want. Just Brother Shaheed speaking. I'm not speaking for nobody else but me. You don't mind setting up all these other things, but I want to know why. You can go get your hair done, which is okay, and you should get it done. I'm not telling you don't get it done. I ain't
Please
saying
get
don't
it
get your. I ain't saying don't get your. You trying to get me in some trouble now? I ain't saying don't get your nails done. I ain't saying don't get them $100 tennis when they way more than $100 now. During that time, hey, them like some hand me downs. Now you say $100 for some tennis shoes, they spending $1,000 now.
They
But
spend
how
$100 on kids' shoes.
That's what I'm saying, man. So my question is, how come you can't put something aside for some insurance, knowing that somebody in your family, because Normally what happens is whoever in their family is halfway doing good, they look for them to bury everybody because they don't. And then they start saying, that Mayor Bosley ain't no good.
Ain't
He
got
got
nothing
the
to
money
do-
to do it,
ain't got
and he
nothing
don't
to
want
do
to do it.
with
He just Andre.
They
He
don't
want
want
to keep
nothing.
all his
It's not
money
that
to
it's
Won't have
himself.
nothing to do with you.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, let's say this. It's not that expensive if you're young, but sometimes if you wait till you get a certain age, wait till you get a certain weight, or wait till you end up with certain illnesses, then those prices can be very high and you can be rejected. The underwriter will reject you. However, if you are, in good health and you're a nice little age, you can get a policy $16, $20. And I'm talking about $100,000,
Go see if you're
$250,000
gonna get
being
rejected.
young.
My thing is go see if you're gonna get rejected. Bottom line is
Yes,
somebody
please.
ain't
You can give
going
me a
with that.
call, 314-422-3447.
Why you think I'm
Why you
pushing?
in insurance?
she been
Absolutely.
She been pushing.
Yes,
Who you write insurance for?
314-422-3447.
You're going too fast.
I
I'm
write
trying to
with
remember your number. What is your-
Primerica.
you're going
We
too fast.
term
What is your number?
Primerica.
Don't go so fast. What is your number?
314-422.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to write it down. 314. Okay, wait a minute. 422.
34.
Okay.
47.
34.
47.
And that's and what's the name of your
That's
company?
Primerica. We write term insurance. That's correct.
Okay, so they
You can call me for a free quote. I'll be glad to assist you.
And you know what?
See, I know what I was doing.
Primerica
Been around
would
for.
bring almost 50,000 people to St. Louis. They even have their national convention
Yes. I remember
that.
here in St. Louis when I was the mayor. For 4 years that I was the mayor, Primerica had their national convention. Over 50,000 people would attend. I mean, and it would be a production. You hear me?
Oh, yeah.
It would be a production. And there are numerous African Americans in this Primerica group. I would imagine it's almost more so than almost any other group, but it is quite an agency. So, Felicia, why don't we do a show on
Absolutely.
insurance? Because we've done it before. And now's the time again, as we start out the new year, let people start getting their mind and trying to get their affairs together and start planning and looking forward and try to see how we can help some folks with
Absolutely.
insurance.
Absolutely.
Because I put it like that. You're going to do it now, you're going to do it later because they're going to knock on your door. They don't even know you sometime. And I'm going to help anybody I can help. But my problem is, why don't you get on the back burner? Why you letting the fish get all the way downstream before you trying to catch it?
It's
You know,
important.
get on top of it now. And other than that, you ain't got to do no fish fry and all that old kind of stuff. And it's just not smart. And plus, Secretary, you can talk about, when you talk, it's not just about insurance, it's about the
Protecting
wealth.
your income.
Well, protecting your income, because if you don't start putting things in place, your children or different ones that your loved ones, you help putting them in poverty, because the main person in the house is gone now. We done passed on. And now you haven't put anything in place. You ain't fixing wells. You got some insurance that when you die, your house is paid for. Because they damn near going to lose that on back taxes. I'm just keeping it real. I know
And
y'all
they
don't
have.
like-
Not we don't,
Man,
they
man,
have.
Man, I'm just
And that's how I became a life insurance agent, producer, is that my husband died in 2006. And when he died, it was unexpected. At the time, I was working for one of the largest healthcare organizations in St. Louis. The day that I was hired, that business said to me and the other orientees, you have life insurance for you and your entire family, right? And so my husband died 4 years and maybe 2 months later. And so when I went to collect this life insurance that I thought we had, they told me, I apologize, we can't help you because you had to be here 5 years in order for us to give you.
vest.
Right. The fact that I was part-time. Had I been full-time, then the insurance would have started the day of hire. But the fact that I was part-time, I had to wait 5 years. So he died 8 months short of that. So I found myself running from family member to family member, trying to get, $5,000-$6,000 to bury him. Some would assist, some would not. It ended up to the point that I ended up in the hospital trying to figure out how was I going to lay my husband to rest, along with, we didn't have much income, dressed 6 children.
Yeah,
And I said to myself, Self, you have to do something different.
yes.
And so I
what you
did get the money thanks to aunts and cousins and church
Family
members, you know, they came through. Shout out to Life Center International Church, Bishop Elijah Hankerson, First Lady Rachel Hankerson, may she rest in peace, for all that they did for me during that time. And so I wanted to be someone who could help someone else in that situation. So I'm trying to tell you, learn how to protect your income. Get some life insurance. Don't think that it's too high. It's that piece of pizza that you buy every month. That's all it is. If you're running a church's chicken or Lee's chicken, you can afford to protect your income.
Well, if you get them nails done every 2 weeks or that hair done, them
Skip a
eyelash,
week.
skip an eyelash.
Or if you're going to get shaved and cut balls, sir,
Whoa.
you can afford that,
much
right?
information.
If you're going to get them shoes shined, skip a week and put that on your life insurance.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's how
You
we
can
going to do
figure it
that.
out.
Okay.
So I
You
guess
can figure it out.
Look at it. I know once at some point I see somebody sitting me like when they gonna be able to speak. So I don't know how they gonna do that.
You ready, sir?
And hold that at the same time. So I don't know
Listen,
if we're gonna do a switch over. or how
It's
we gonna
Hornet
do it.
Hour.
Because
I'm going to go ahead and get up.
It's time for the
we got a
It's-
hairstyle college. Yeah, we ready for
it's
our hairstyle
Hornet
college.
Hour.
So my
For the young
secretary, if you
people's
switch over,
Yes.
and then watch that thing behind you, my secretary, and he's gonna watch it when he comes, and we're gonna do a switcheroo because we got live, in person, on stage, whatever we're doing. We still on the mic, so we want to try to get him on.
He's so
in here so we
excited
can-
about his little deal.
Watch yourself.
Come
Watch
on,
it behind you.
get on. Grow up. I am too.
Yeah. Tell us who this is. This is one of our
Look at him
interns here.
smiling.
You can't go up there. At Harrisville College. here,
Got
we-
notes.
that's good.
He got notes.
I love it. I love it. And who we got here on the mic? This what intern and what school
Let
you
it
go
rip.
to? Yeah.
Well, my name is Dedrick Sims.
I'm sorry. Your name is who?
Dedrick Sims.
District Sim.
Dedrick Sims. I go to Harris-Stowe State University College.
Okay.
I'm a senior.
Whoa.
Yes, sir.
Say that again.
I am a senior.
Look at you.
A senior,
Look
and I'm
at
Paid his
taking
dues.
Look at him.
taking five credit hours. So there's 3 credit hours. So Harris-Stowe is pretty much really a good school for all students, and they're really much the people that's there will work with you. They will work with you, try to figure out what's your degree, what do you want to major in, and if you don't know it yet, then they'll still help you no matter what. Okay. And either way it goes, it's just like it's just great. Because when I first started in Harris-Stowe, I didn't know what I wanted to do at first because I was just lost. Mm-hmm. Until I figured it out around the line, around my sophomore year, I figured out I wanted to be criminal justice major.
Oh, that's good. That's excellent.
Because, see, the criminal justice major, I was like, wow, this would be a good for me because I was tired of seeing what happened to us young people and about the justice
I like
system, what's
that.
going on.
I like that.
And what is going on out in this world. So I would try to do best everything I can to try to help us young people as more to learn about the system and most likely to stop what's happening to us young people. Like there's ways there you can just stop. But Harris-Stowe is more important because Harris-Stowe is a good education, no matter what. It's a good education with everything. They have resources. You can even they have tutors. They have dorm rooms. They even named Bosley Hall.
Wait a minute. Hold.
Yeah,
They named what now?
A Bosley Hall.
So when you say Bosley, because somebody might be listening for the first time, and I'm getting mixed up too. When you say a Bosley Hall, what that means?
It means they named the man Bosley Hall after the man I'm sitting right next to right now.
Honorable Mayor Bosley.
The honorable.
I'm gonna throw this how I get down. Come on, you better be clapping your hands too. What are you doing?
Yeah, the one and only, the one and only.
Beautiful.
And the reason why is that because this man is great. I'm just meeting him is wonderful, and how everything I heard a lot of stuff. I can't really name them all right now.
Now don't name them all, then.
But it's really great. Now, Harris-Stowe has like at least one event coming up, and it's for the women, most likely in February 14th.
Okay.
Which is at 5:30 p.m. It's all about self-love, mirror, decorating, and creative affirming, which is about learning about the women, most likely, seeing how they is. In order to get there, it'll be at Harris-Stowe, which is in room 121.
Okay.
And in order to reserve that, you have to do a QR code. Okay. It will be on Harris-Stowe Facebook, or you can just visit the website, which is also on Harris-Stowe Facebook as well. You click the link and reserve yourself there. They'll be talking about a whole bunch of stuff I can tell you right now, but it's about loving yourself, and it's wonderful. It's great. I'm not there, but I love Harris-Stowe, me personally, because I was at Carnahan.
Okay.
I started at Carnahan, and
I love Carnahan too.
and Lady
School?
King
Carnahan School?
Carnahan High School, and when I heard about
Off
it,
that highway over there.
I heard about Harris-Stowe. I'm like, wow, Harris-Stowe, criminal justice,
Right.
well, all good and things, but I stick to Harris-Stowe because it was the one thing was criminal justice. I didn't know any other school I wanted to go to. I didn't want to go out of state. I didn't want to go to another school. Harris-Stowe was my main goal. And my dad told me one thing: if you want something, go for it. Go get it. So when I heard that every single time he stick with me, it was about Harris-Stowe only, nothing else. I didn't want St. Louis University. I didn't want to go to Cape Serrado. I didn't want to go nowhere but Harris-Stowe. And the reason why Harris-Stowe was I saw everybody, how they was happy, how they communicate with each other, how they're everything. Just everything at Harris-Stowe just took my breath away.
That's quite a testimony, huh?
Man, we gonna
That's
have,
quite a
is he gonna have
testimony.
to come back, or we
Yeah.
gonna go because we gotta go
We're
to a
gonna
break.
go to a break.
Yeah, because I mean he
That's
closed
quite a
it.
testimony, Mr. Detrick.
Very powerful.
Yeah, very powerful for a 21-year-old, huh?
Let's go to this
It's
break.
time for a break.
You gotta help
We can ready
us.
to go to a break.
All righty, let's go.
Go ahead.
You listen to the Freeman Bosley Show. Keep it on lock. Quit playing. Whoa.
Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah AM. Mr. Seth Close is in the house, and he's going to talk to us about some things that's going on. What's up, Seth?
Gentlemen, good morning. How we doing?
We're doing all right.
Good to be here as always. Hey, I wanted to talk to you guys about the State of the Union address.
Okay,
I'm
good.
sure you were familiar with him,
Yes.
Mr. Bosley. My grievance with this whole thing, and I thought Biden did a fine job.
Oh, you have a grievance?
Not the speech. What
Okay.
I don't like, and I saw this with Republicans, I see it with the Democrats a couple years ago. So this is not me picking a side. This is
Don't-
my grievance with both.
Do your thing.
Why is it so divided now more than ever? I went back and watched a couple videos when George Bush was doing it, Bill Clinton was doing it, and it seemed like even though we had our differences, whether you were Republican or Democrat, it seemed like everybody was still. They had the same mindset of we need to make this
Respectful.
country better,
Yeah.
and they would all stand up and applaud.
Right.
And there
That's
was
right.
a mutual respect.
That's right.
Now I don't see that anymore. I did notice this did start when Mr. Donald J. Trump
Yeah.
began. Why is that, gentlemen?
Yeah. Well, I think that a lot of times it's not necessarily the person, it's the position that you're respecting. You respect the office. You know, you're talking about the President of the United States, the highest office of the land. Now, people have disagreed with what the president was talking about for hundreds of years, but they listened. You hear what I'm saying? It's a phrase called, we can disagree without being disagreeable. You don't act up. You know, this is a presidential speech given in the nation's capital, in the Congress of the United States. People conduct themselves. These places compel you, or at least should compel you, or require you to act and conduct yourself in a certain manner. Like you say, now Donald Trump coming into office has destroyed a lot of that. He dumbed down. He dumbed down
Hijacked.
the issue, the office of the presidency. Presidents didn't attack people. You hear what I'm saying? Why presidents did not attack people? Because they don't have to. Because by the very virtue of your office, you command a certain amount of respect. But remember, respect is a
Two-way street.
It's a two-way street.
Right.
Just as respect is given, it is also another way out. You know, you give other people respect. Presidents have never attacked people like Donald Trump has. That starts the unraveling, because now what does it say? It says to all the people in the country and the people in the world, it's okay to go off. Even if you don't know what you're talking about, it's okay to attack somebody.
Right.
It's not okay. It's not okay. Conduct yourself in a professional manner, even though you're saying something that somebody might not hear, even though the other people are addressing you in a manner that you might not be wanting to be addressed. Conduct yourself in a manner in which you would like those to treat you. But when the President of the United States comes down off that podium, starts attacking people and carrying on, that makes it okay for everybody. Hands off, gloves off, it has changed forever.
And when American citizens see that,
Yes.
it becomes normalized on Twitter. It
That's right.
becomes normalized on the streets.
That's right.
You know, when people go out and you hear them talking, it's not a civil debate anymore.
Right, no.
Because they see that firsthand that the man in office, or the person that's supposed to be conducting themselves as such, is normalizing it into making it that this is
right.
okay. We can yell and argue and hate each other,
That's
which
right.
is not the way
No, that's
that it
not
should
the
be.
way.
And that's not what
the
it
way.
was.
That's not what it was.
And I do blame social media for some of that.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, of course.
And this is a millennial talking, by the way.
And we are headed in a direction that, in my view, is not good. But I'm old now, so I defer. I defer a lot of things, but I kind of try to sit back and listen. But I really don't like the way things are going, because people just are hostile.
Yeah.
I mean, and why are we so mad at each other? Why are we so mean? Why do we why do we let things run so deep? That's where we at now.
And the problem comes from too is whenever anybody says anything about what they do, you're the bad person now.
Right.
So in other words, what you're supposed to do is go along with the whole program. I knew Trump was different when he could say, because most people respect women. I mean, they're going to disrespect them. They do it behind closed doors. But anytime you can say, we have locker room conversation during going here.
Right.
And, you know, I seen a woman, she looked good. I just grabbed her between her leg and just, you know. I knew when he was that ignorant.
Yeah.
This is Brother Shaheed talking. I knew he wasn't ignorant. He was ignorant.
Yeah.
When he would just say things about people who had a deformity.
Yeah.
Someone who was handicapped.
Laugh at him.
Right.
See, I'm gonna just tell you what I paid attention. I knew he was a different kind of ignorant. If somebody else had a problem with somebody, they would at least, especially like you said, with the highest office of the world. And I wouldn't even say just the United States, but the world, because you're on world attention. Every time you move, they damn near photographing every. If you blink, they damn near them photograph. For you to be this ignorant, you're in the newsroom where people are talking, and you just say, "Hey, shut up!
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you."
Right.
Fake news.
They should have. Yeah. You fake. We should have fired you. Or somebody just say, I picked up the phone and I just fired my director of the FBI. I mean, this dude was just
Over the phone. Not a press release.
He was so ignorant, but it comes under being cocky. See, power
And arrogance.
We have a saying in Islam. It says, a scholar by the name of Al-Ghazali, he said, watch the intoxication of fortune, fame, and notoriety.
Yes.
Power, because it's a heady drug. It's like a wine. You get drunk off. He's so drunk because his money, but what he don't understand, that money ain't gonna get you into the next life.
Now let me ask you this. So what I saw that went wrong was, I remember back in 2016, a lot of people were saying we need to get a non-politician in office. We need something different.
When they probably didn't need him.
Now, crazy statement or not, whether you agree with it, do you think that a non-politician that is respectful, that may know a little more than Trump, is capable of running that office, or do you think we should stick to politicians strictly in the
I don't necessarily think it needs to be a politician, but it needs to be somebody that is seasoned in terms of the art of compromise and negotiation. See, politics is being able to convince people to do what it is that you want to do. And a lot of times, it's like being in charge of a herd of turtles, because people are going this way and going that way and doing this and doing that, but you are the leader. So you have to try to convince each and every one of them that your way is what we're trying to accomplish, and it takes time. People don't respond right away. I mean, when I was in office, it's 28 members of the Board of Aldermen. That's something that and there was never a bill that we tried to pass that we didn't pass, because I had a great team. And that's one thing. There is no I in team. Trump felt that it was all about him. You hear what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when I was in office, to pass a bill, 28 aldermen, you need 15. I had lobbyists. I had Tim Person, Wale Musa. They would be over there at the Board of Aldermen. Peter Sortino, John Koch. Every day over at the Board of Aldermen, the mayor's trying to get this done. And not saying the mayor want this and my mayor go. No, the mayor's trying to get this done, and we need you to help us. And people have questions. This is what it does. This is what he's trying to do. And we get to the point where I might have, out of the 15 votes that I need, I might have 10. They might have been able to go over there and get 10. And at the end of the day, one of them will come back and say, look, we done the best that we could do. These 5 people,
you got to deal with them.
You got to call them yourself.
Right.
And that's the way it's supposed to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I would call them. And I'd meet with them, and I'd talk to them, and I'd tell them what it was that I was trying to do. And in 90% of those times, that's all they wanted.
That's all you want.
Right.
90% of the time, that's all they wanted. And they say, Mayor, now that you've explained it to me, and now that I understand it, I'm with you.
I'm going to tell you somebody that said that had a lot of power during them days, Marty Abusi.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, we were somewhere in Park and Recreation. He came through there. He said, I like that young man. He called me. and explained to me his position. And you know something, I went on change. And Marty Abusi had a lot of power during them days.
Probably one of the most powerful aldermen on the Board of Aldermen.
Oh, ain't no secret, and I'm just telling you. But getting back to this question that you was talking about, somebody, you know, that's not a politician. Ronald Reagan really wasn't no politician.
He's an actor.
He was an actor. It's a lot of them. What's the other guy name? Used to be a bodybuilder.
Schwarzenegger, yes.
Used to be. He wasn't a politician.
Jesse Ventura.
Ventura. He wasn't a politician. So it's been a few of them that's not been politicians, but I think the person got to know something about politics. You know, you just can't come in and just don't know nothing about it. But I think what people really try to say is sometimes those that have been in there so long, they done really forget, you know, what it is. And I always say this, which is totally different. That's kind of how it is with some of the foreign Muslims. Most of them, because they were born in Islam, they just about think that the black ones like us, that they trying to teach us something when most of us know more than they know.
Right.
But whenever there's something happening in the world, they damn near go to the foreign ones and put a mic in front of their mouth because they don't want to talk to us as if they the real Muslims and we
Right,
not.
like they speak for everyone.
So that's the same with the politicians. It's like they feel as though that they have to go to the ones that's been, you know, for the longest, and they don't need to check in with other people. And I think that they should have some type of history of politics. They don't have to be, you know, from A to Z, but they should have some type of history.
That's a great point. Not every Democrat agrees with every Democratic decision or anything with that, or same with Republicans or whatever the case may be. I want to ask, now that the State of the Union address has been completed, what are some things that you like that Biden has done so far? What are some things he's fixed? What are some things that he could improve on?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think America needs to answer that. I don't really have no lot of like for him, to be honest. This brother Shaheed talking because I don't forget stuff, and I still think about that hit that he did with us as a people. You know, he didn't stop about apologize, but it seemed like they'll do a lot of damn apologizing after they done got caught with their hands in a cookie jar.
Right.
He talked about this jungle fever, too.
Yep.
You know, and I got a problem right now that the NGA, where they're saying like he should make an issue about the FBI spy agency right here in this area, that they don't damn near have no black people working, that they keep on talking about they're so serious about black folks, but they really aren't. So I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not really so happy with Biden myself. Biden looked like something from a graveyard to me. This is Brother Shaheed speaking, so I know a whole lot of y'all going to get upset with Brother Shaheed, but you asked me a question. I'm not in love with Biden. When I deal with Biden, I have to damn near shut my eyes. It's like, as a Muslim, I don't eat pork. I damn near got to look at that white boy and say, damn, this is like some hog maws and some shit and stuff that I don't eat, or some crackling, something I don't want nowhere around me. And I just got to say, because I did vote for him, I'm not going to tell no lie, but I'm going to tell you, man, I damn near looked like I was eating some bowel movements when I dealt with this boy. I don't like him. I don't like nothing about him. But go ahead.
Well,
That's my person. I'm not speaking for Anthony Shaheed. I'm not speaking for nobody else, but go ahead.
So let's get back to talking about the type of person that can be a president or a governor, you know, or a mayor. You basically have to have decent people skills, you know, because it all boils down, a lot of it boils down to the power of persuasion. Being able to persuade people, being able to convince people that this is the way to go, these are the things that you want to do. And in order to do that, a lot of times, you have to have your facts and stuff together.
Yes, sir.
You got to be able to provide. You just can't say, look, I need this done, I need it. You have to give them information. And that's what we were always able to do, to convince people. You always have to try to provide them with the information. And here's the other piece. You can't get mad at people. You see, that's the thing where it has gotten to the point now in the society with the elected officials or whatever. Some people get so mad they take that and go to hell with it.
Right.
I mean, not everybody, a lot of people will die on that hill. Yeah. You know, a lot of people will pick up their marbles and go home. But the key is stay in the game. Yes. If you don't want to stay, and it is a game. If you don't want to stay in the game, then go someplace else.
Right.
But this is a game. Mm-hmm. It's a game but it's a real game. It's not, you know, it's a real game. It's a game of give and take. It's a game of convincing people. And it's a game of really testing your ability. your knowledge and your ability to persuade folks, and just because a person didn't vote on this issue don't mean, I don't have nothing to do with him.
Right.
Like Trump,
Right.
he don't have nothing. If you disagree with Trump on anything, that's it. And it's over.
Right.
He likes blind loyalty. In real government, you cannot be like that.
Right.
Well, they weren't with you on this one, but maybe they'll be with you on the next one.
Yep.
You got to always hold out and think that there's a possibility that you might need to be able to get these folks, because it's a game of numbers. In the city of St. Louis, the magic number is 15.
And nowadays, it's so easy to go straight to Twitter. It's so easy to get your
absolutely.
voice out there and say, well, screw this guy for not following this
Right, for not
policy
being
that I
there.
want.
Absolutely.
So I got nothing to do with
Right,
them. So you're
right.
not even allowing
right.
them to have a chance
That's right. And you can't
to move
come
to the
back.
next thing. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the point of no return. And
Yeah.
finally, I'd like to ask you, gentlemen, who is the, for 2024, what Democratic nominee would you like to see? Since I think the percentage, I don't have the exact percentage, but most Democrats have voted or polled that they would not like Biden to rerun. Let's say he doesn't. Who would you like the Democratic nominee to be?
I haven't even thought about it. I'm not that far down
way
the
too
road,
ahead.
to be honest with
That's
you.
fair.
I'm trying to deal with some stuff here in St. Louis, and like
Yeah, you're right. Local.
you all, a lot of times people focus on things on a national level, and that's why I like this show, because I don't talk about Washington, D.C. and all that other kind of stuff that much. I believe in trying to get something done right here. Washington, D.C. is 900 miles away from here. City Hall is 3 miles away. Yeah. I want to go to City Hall. I want to impact some stuff right here. Jefferson City is 130 miles away. So let's impact some things here. And a lot of times people can't get their head around this national stuff. But you can get your head around local things if you start thinking about that. But you start thinking about all this national stuff and all this other kind, you get so overwhelmed, you just hunker down.
Yes.
But this stuff here, and like St. Louis, what I like about St. Louis, it's manageable.
Right.
The problems that we've got here are manageable. And the other thing about it, it doesn't take a whole lot of people to manage them. Mm-hmm. But it does take some.
Yeah.
And so if you got a mayor that's not getting along with the comptroller or the president of the Board of Aldermen, or 5 or 6 people on the Board of Aldermen, if you got the recorder of deeds going off this way and the city license collector doing that, and you've got the collector revenue doing it, and nobody is coordinating these people. And see, that's where the problem comes in, because right now you just got a bunch of free agencies. People just popping off here and popping off there. When I was in, we didn't do that.
Didn't have nothing.
Right.
We didn't do that. Somebody came in, Freeman, you need to talk to the license collector. I talked to the license collector, find out what the hell is going on.
That's right.
Or you got to figure out what's happening with the recorder deeds or the collector revenue, because all of this stuff is connected.
Right. It's like the human body, and that's what Mayor Bosley really was doing. I can speak for it because I was right there with him. And it's like your body. If you look at your body, I'll take 30 seconds to say this here. You might be asleep and your body move around, you scratching and moving and twisting and turning. But when you open your eyes up and wake up, all your body bear witness that the king is on his throne. And you cannot have the hand going one way, the alderman's going one way, and this group going one way, and that's good. If it do, you got total confusion.
Yeah.
What Mayor was able to do, Mayor Bosley, because that's the only one I really respect, and not just because I was there, because I saw it and I seen how it benefited the whole community. But the problem they had, and this is me saying this again, white folks didn't want him to start doing nothing on North St. Louis. They never had nothing. Mayor Bosley was the kind of mayor that didn't mind doing something to go down the middle of Kings Highway and go across the bridge and say, let's deal with both sides. They said, you did good until you start saying you're going to do past Delmar. And that's why your problem came in. But here, I'm going to let you jump back.
And here's another piece to it. It don't stop at 5 o'clock.
No, I don't.
It doesn't stop at 5 o'clock. There's times we didn't get in the house with they bring me home till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
Sometimes more depending on what we was dealing with.
If we were going to, then you got to do your political stuff, go to people's birthday parties, receptions, events, and all this other kind of
stuff. And then be right back up the next morning to pick you up and take you to the office.
That's right.
And people don't know that. People don't realize what's going on behind closed doors. So they just see what's in front of them. And they run with it.
Yes.
And I think and again, a lot of it, I do blame reporting and social media for that, because there are some hardworking politicians out there that will get a bad rap because of hearsay.
Yeah. But, I don't want to, wrap this up with that. There, for me, and for my family and people in my family, there is no greater honor than public service.
Amen.
I mean, that's what we was raised with. That's the way we were brought up, and that's what we strive to accomplish.
Let's go to this break.
Let's go to a break. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. Hallelujah! Keep it on lock. Quick. Oh! Welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KT 1600. Hallelujah, AM. This is the last leg of it, ladies and gentlemen. We're on our way out. Sister Felicia.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Yes, yes, I'm sorry. I wanted to respond to something Mayor Bosley said when he said being a politician is a humble, what did you call it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got a chance this past weekend to go to Herbert Hoover Library and Museum.
Herbert Hoover?
Herbert Hoover out in Iowa City. And what he said is, I'm going to read straight here. The world of Herbert Hoover. Being a politician is a poor profession, Herbert Hoover wrote to a youngster seeking career advice. Being a public servant is a noble one. For 50 years, Herbert Hoover devoted himself to international service. This world map suggests, okay, but you don't have to read that part. I just wanted you all to know that he said it's one of being noble, a noble one. So you don't make a lot of money.
No.
But it's noble, and you made me think about that when you said
serving people,
what you said before you went to break.
Yeah.
And I want to take the time, because, you know, Brother Charles did and Brother Dedrick did, just to say thank you for what you have done in our city.
all of us.
I said before, you didn't even know when you were in, I didn't know you when you were in office. However, just how you impacted my family and how you blessed our family just from being in office. So I just say thank you for the opportunity. I had no idea years later I'd be sitting next to you, a living legend, and I just appreciate what you have done for the 5 years that I've been here. And I can't say thank you to you without saying thank you to Brother Boots on the Ground, Brother Anthony Shaheed, because without him, I would not be here. So, because he introduced me to you. So I just say thank you.
Well, gracious.
Thank you.
Well, and that's how we feel about Mayor Bosley. We just love Mayor Bosley so much, and his whole team, and Judge Brown, and I mean everybody that supports us on every level. We're just so thankful for that. I want to mention one thing: is Ramadan starts in probably about the next 38 days, or give or take. So I just wanted to put that out. We'll start talking about it as it's getting close. But you're going to have over 2.5 billion Muslims around the world fasting from sunup to sundown, and that's what we look forward to. If we look forward to anything, Muslims get happy when they know Ramadan is in the air. Savior's Day is coming up with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on the 26th of February. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will be speaking in Chicago. And anybody know who Minister Farrakhan is? No, Minister Farrakhan lays it down. He don't hold nothing. He speaks truth to power. He don't care who he is. If you're right, you're right. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. And he comes from religious scriptures, and he don't hesitate bringing that. And I want to say a short prayer for a brother that I got a chance to get extremely close to, Brother Raheem Taylor. He was executed early this week with his spiritual advisor. I got a chance to get extremely close to this young man here, and for the brothers and sisters that can't see, if in Radio Land you can't see it, but if you go to our Facebook, you'll see a piece that we got. This brother here was a very devout Muslim. He should be alive. Maybe next week we'll get a chance to go a little bit more into it, what happened and how it happened. But we also want to say a prayer for the victims that also it was a young lady and 3 children. So we don't just want to talk about Brother Raheem Sharif, his Muslim name was Bay, but we also want to talk about the tragic situation with a mother and 3 children that also lost their lives. But anyway, he was executed. Wesley Bell, a person I have absolutely no respect. I didn't have no respect for him, period, anyway, with the Kim Gardner piece, but especially, and then what he did with Mike Brown, he told a damn lie to us at Goody Goodies that he was going to open up that case. He's straight. And this is Brother Shaheed talking. He said what he was going to do, and then he didn't do it. But that, with the situation with Wesley Bell, with Brother Raheem Teller, just put the icing on the cake. So we want to share a short prayer and say, while I give us the serenity to understand the things that we cannot change, but the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. I'm going to get that phone number out for every Friday we pray, and the next Friday that comes up, we'll be praying for Brother Raheem. That telephone number is 1-667-770-1476. Again, that number is 1-667-770-1476, and you have to have a PIN code, and that's 196-854, 196-854, tic-tac-toe. Thank you so much, Mayor Bosley.
I didn't want to let this get away. We talked about it a little bit last week, and that's this situation where Tyree Nichols, 29 years old, killed by Memphis police officers.
Yes, sir.
Well, now more information is coming forward, and now we find out that a former Memphis police officer took photos of Tyree Nicholson.
I heard that.
After they beat him.
Ain't that a trip?
Took photos of him leaning up against a police car. After Memphis police officers severely beat Tyree Nichols, 29, before he died, one took photos of the bloodied man with his personal cell phone and sent it to multiple people.
Damn.
Newly released documents show. Now this, in and of itself, to me, gives rise to the fact that there might really be something to the issue of one of these officers having a relationship
We said that
with
last
a
week.
woman.
You said that.
You hear what I'm saying? And here's one of the people that received the photos was a woman.
Damn.
One of the people that received the photos was a woman. Now, we don't have anything definite yet, and I'm not saying that it is, but there has been speculation that this guy, Mr. Nichols, was involved with a young woman that was also involved with one of these officers. Now, that's just hearsay now, but the fact that one of these officers took pictures and then sent one of them to a woman kind of gives me, starts pushing me in the direction of let's find out more.
Right.
We need more information, because this is a shame. I mean, you beat the man to a pulp, and then you're going to take pictures of it?
That's something.
That is terrible. It's horrible. And they should have been calling for first aid, for some aid.
Well, they couldn't do this here, and I got to go there again. These were black folks, mostly.
Oh, absolutely.
See, and that's why it comes to insult with injury. The mere fact that they felt that they could do one of their own, anybody, you're there to protect and to serve, not to protect and beat. And then to sit and send pictures around, it's like you gloating over what you done did. So that's disrespectful.
Yeah, this is Officer Demetrius Haley. He's the one that's taking the pictures. Demetrius Haley. And under questioning, he admitted he shared the photo in a text message with 5 people.
Damn.
1 civilian employee, 2 Memphis Police Department officers, and one female a female acquaintance. You see what I'm saying? Female acquaintance.
I heard you.
Not quite saying it's his woman or his girlfriend.
But it's acquaintance.
Yeah, but it's an acquaintance. So let's get to the bottom of that. I mean, that justice has to be served for this young man. I mean, Tyree Nichols, that was a horrible death. A horrible death.
Yes.
We don't wish that on anybody.
No, to beat somebody
and
to
for
death.
black men, 5 black men to administer it, it's really sickening.
And I'm like you, man. How did they get there that quick? You know, when do 5 police officers? Man, you've been around too long for that kind of stuff. How did they just up and just appear? You know, like they had some big bewitched pop, boom, 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 and they just all of a sudden there.
Normally, it's what, 1 officer doing a traffic stop, maybe 2.
Maybe.
Yeah. Then if he's calling for aid,
Right.
maybe another
Right,
call
right.
with another officer.
But you talking
or
about-
if he stopped an officer who might just be passing by, or stop to observe it, but
you-
not 5.
But you beat somebody,
Not 5.
then take a break, and then you break you hurt your leg or something. You kicking so much, you damage it. You cause your own self some injury. No,
Not 5.
we got to address that, and what we can't do just cause they black. To be honest, I don't even look at them as black. I look at them as some I don't know what I look at them as.
Cowards.
Some cowards. That's the best word to say.
Cowards.
Because to do this here, and then when man got handcuffs on, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'll leave this alone. Anytime somebody holler out "mama," see, that's the second time I done heard that. That's the second time I done heard somebody call out mama. One thing, call out God, and we know you're gonna call out God. But when you start, you don't got to a person that means you don't want to. And the people that's knowing that shit, somebody should say, "Hey man, hold on, man, we got stuff. We can't do it."
Right.
They kept it on going, man.
They kept going.
It's been a good show, man.
Yeah.
It's been a very good show.
It's been good.
Yeah, I want
we'll
to thank
talk about
everybody.
some other things, but we appreciate you, St. Louis, for listening and tuning in and catching us. We know you could have been doing a whole bunch of other things, but get a friend to bring a friend. We want you to
listen-
like it, share it, follow.